Nithyananda, everybody. I'm back again for part 12 of the Anahanta Chakra from the Guaranteed Solutions. This book here, written by His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam. And this book covers all the 7 chakras and the 7 thought currents that keep us stuck and keep these chakras blocked. So I have been sharing about the Anahata Chakra, which is located in the heart center. I've had a really full-on day today, and that's why the video is a bit late. So we've been spending the entire day out enriching people at different places. So I've just come back from Trafalgar Square. In the morning I was at a different corporate office, and at Google actually in King's Cross. We were enriching people in the offices, and in the afternoon at the same time there was another team lead in Hyde Park enriching everybody with Nithyananda yoga. And we then went to Trafalgar Square and did Nithyananda yoga in public. And it was quite good fun actually. I to do it more often. Anyway, so I've just got back. I left home very early in the morning, and it's been a full day of enriching, sharing about the different programs, offerings that we have, and of course the best part was actually doing the Nithyananda yoga in public. So watch out for the pictures that we will have from London, but we'll also have them from across different places in Europe, so watch out for those. So now I'm gonna dive right into the part where I left off yesterday. Okay, so Swamiji is giving us more in-depth clicks. He's made them more available for us about real love. What is real love? What we understand to be love, and how we center our entire life, relationships, operation of our life around a way of being which is really a limited way of being and causes more problems in our relationships than anything else. So a quick hello to Manish Jain and Jasmine Tucker and Suranga. Hello, Nithyanandam. Let me go right into it. So I'm going to start reading this part here where I left off. So far Swamiji has been talking about how we mistake respect, and we think that if somebody respects us, that's love. Even the relationship between mother-child is conditioned because there's expectations there. And of course, approval seeking and attention need is what blocks this chakra. So these are the subtle signs that we are in a conditioned way of experiencing love than the existential energy, which is true love. So here Swamiji says, real love is not like that. It doesn't say, oh, this is my father, I must love him. No, it knows to keep loving everyone and everything. That's all. With ordinary love, there will be failure and success. With real love, there is no success or failure. It just is. That's all. The success is in finding it. People think that when nothing works out for you, when love becomes no more, you become a sannyasi. Sannyasis are looked upon as renunciates who are driven by frustration. I tell you, I feel so sad when I think of these people who say these things. They are in such deep ignorance, and they pass judgment from such a state of ignorance. Sannyas is the ultimate marriage to the divine. A true sannyasi is one who is so loving and compassionate that it is said that where he walks, the grass doesn't die. This is not a story, it is the truth. A true sannyasi is one who exudes compassion and love towards existence. A true sannyasi is one who knows that prayer is love and love is prayer. When you have found real love, your prayer will be just an expression of it. What are the Meera bhajans? They are the loving outpourings of Meera, an enlightened woman from India. She just resonated with existence and poured from her being. That is why the Meera bhajans are famous even today. The energy behind it can never fade because it is the existential energy. Ordinary love cannot be felt over so many years by so many people, but pure love can radiate that kind of energy. And for Meera, her bhajans were her prayer. When you have found real love, there is no other way. Prayer becomes love, and pure love does not know to ask. It only knows to flow with the totality. When you stop asking in your prayer, you have found real love. The ordinary love that you know is simply infatuation, just a hormonal torture. Okay, this is interesting. I'll pause there for a moment. So anything that is compulsive is an incompletion. So something that you are in a, like, not just you, but we. When we are in the mode of acting out of compulsion, then it's a reaction, it's a knee-jerk reaction. Then we are not, of course, awareness is missing. Or even if we have awareness, if we're not able to actually change the direction which we are being pulled from, change from that direction, which we're being pulled without any control to the direction we want to go in, of course, then it's a reaction, is incompletion. Yes. So hormonal torture, I absolutely get. And moving from the physiological, psychological, neurological ups and downs, and settling into a space which is undisturbed by the outer happenings, is actually it's the real bliss. It feels really, really good. I have to say, I have had a glimpse of this. But especially say something like Nirahara, for instance. I am currently having liquids from Monday to Saturday, and then on Sundays I have solid food, for a day, whatever I want to have. So what's wonderful is to be free from these compulsions of having to eat like 3-4 times a day and snack in between. So it was actually quite torturous. So I'm just relating a physiological physiological torture. To me, it was anyway. Now that I don't have that, I feel so liberated. I feel so free. I can understand even this. The ordinary love that is simply infatuation, just hormonal torture. Your hormones are just pushing you out of your mind, that's all. You need someone outside to satisfy your psychological image, someone who can give you psychological support. You need a shoulder to support you for 2 minutes. And isn't that true? I mean, we don't look at relationships with this much closeness and this much, openness and honesty. And we cover it up, and it's, under the pretense of romance. There's so much bondage going on. And yesterday we talked about psychological slavery, and this, I would say, that is one, which is one aspect of it. The other is this physiological slavery, I guess, from ourselves to ourselves. So just because of something that we feel that a compulsion to fulfill, we then have another body outside that we want to possess, keep in our life. Again, get into the whole attention need, approval seeking cycle, just because we want to fulfill this or handle this hormonal torture that comes up in our system. So in a way, that is violence, isn't it? But we do mask it as love. You need someone to take care of your needs. You need someone who will boost you up when you're down. You need someone who will sympathize with you and confirm your worries for you. This is what you call love. True love is beyond forms and names, beyond mind and body. Only a person who can love the whole world beyond all these can become a sannyasi, can become a Vivekananda. So a small story from Vivekananda's life. One night, Vivekananda woke up at 2 a.m. and awakened his disciples. His disciples were anxious and wanted to know what was happening. Vivekananda said that he was feeling a lot of pain, and that in some part of the world there was a natural calamity that was happening which was causing him the pain. The next day, morning papers announced a terrible earthquake in Cuba that consumed many lives. He was sensitive to a calamity that happened in some corner of the world, thousands of miles away. Do you think normal humans can be this sensitive? Even if your neighbor is sick, it will not have any effect on us. And isn't that true? Talking of sensitivity and care, just how conditioned we live our life. So it was a few weeks ago, I was a few months ago even actually, that a couple of months ago, where I was attending to something in my life, and as I was walking on the pavement, I actually fell. So one part, my right side of my foot must have given way. I don't remember how it happened, but I fell. I actually fell on the ground. I grazed my knee. I was on the phone. I was talking to somebody. I continued to speak on the phone, but as I was falling, in slow motion, I could see the person across the street just make eye contact with me. And he obviously, I was falling. He could see I was falling. And there were people around me that also saw that I had fallen. But nobody came to ask if I was okay. Now, it was not needed because I sat for a bit. I sat on the pavement for a while because I'd grazed my knee. So I was just making sure it was okay, and I was just checking up on my ankle if that was okay. And there were many men around me, but one shopkeeper came after I think it was 5 minutes. I just sat on the pavement to get my bearings back. I continued to speak on the phone, and the person from the shop behind me came and asked if I needed some help. He also felt awkward, but at least he came and asked. The others, however, around me, they just looked at me and they continued with whatever they were doing. And I realized how insensitive we've become as beings, where we'd like to be seen to be loving, but not necessarily have the space to be loving. So, I mean, looking at how I had actually physically fallen, and there were people around me who saw that happen and they didn't come to help. And here's Vivekananda, some corner of the world, something has happened and he feels the pain for it. And of course would, I'm sure, want to do something about it. So this contrast, I just wanted to share how what Swamiji is talking about here, which is the existential energy, when we decide to tune into that energy, versus keep nurturing the conditioned energy, conditioned love, then this is different experiences we can get. A small story. A man called up his family doctor and said, "Doctor, I think you should visit us and do a checkup on my wife." The doctor asked, "Why? Is she unwell?" The man replied, "I think so, doctor. Yesterday she got up at her usual time, had a bath, cooked food, sent the children to school, cleaned the house because the maid didn't turn up, washed our clothes, brought the children back home, attended to their homework, and went to bed. Around midnight she was complaining that she was tired. Maybe she needs to be checked up." We have become so insensitive today. We are not able to connect to the other person who's living with us 24 hours and 365 days of the year. We need to become a lot more sensitive and alive. When your being becomes love, this will happen automatically. No one needs to tell you anything. You will simply be able to feel them and help them. It will become the most natural thing for you. So I'll stop here and we'll continue again tomorrow. So tomorrow I have Kalpataru Acharya. I have Kalpataru tomorrow, and I'm the Acharya, so I'll be taking the session. I'm just gonna go and get ready for that. And likelihood after the session I can come and share part 13. So these videos I'm also uploading on my YouTube channel, so people can watch it from part 1 to part 13. If there's something that you feel you can add to my expansion, please let me know. It's something I always ask for, and if there's some question you have, also let me know. I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. So yes, Manish ji, yes, Nithyanandam. It's a pleasure. It's good to read a few pages and to just contemplate. There is so much. I feel that I'm only scratching the surface for what Swamiji wants us to grasp. But it's good, you know. It's at least it's good to start somewhere. So yes, I'll give a quick hello to Peter, Zoran, Francisca, and Jasmine, Tucker, and Suranga. Nithyanandam, thank you very much for watching. See you guys again tomorrow.